a lot of people are thinking, how do I expand my reach outside of Amazon? Amazon ads are getting expensive, and Amazon does value external traffic. More and more clients are saying, you know what, let's expand our presence by advertising some items in Google to Amazon. Here's my view. If you have your own e-commerce website, you're probably going to want to drive all of your traffic to your Amazon e-commerce website. But two things I want you to think about. One is, have you tested it to see which produces better results? If you haven't, signing up for Amazon attribution will tell you, when I send links to Amazon, here's what the conversion rate is. When I send them to my website, here's what my conversion is, and measure the results. Are you getting that much more revenue on Amazon to compensate for the loss of the customer detail and the higher referral fees? That's something to answer. Secondly, you have to know that Amazon weighs external traffic in their algorithm. And if you're launching a brand new product that might be pivotal for you, consider driving those customers to Amazon in those cases. And remember, sign up for the brand referral program. The brand referral program gives you 10% back off of your referral fees. So if you're paying 15%, now you're paying 5%. It makes it a lot more viable. And just recently, PixelMe, one of the key solutions that handle advertising on Google to Amazon, has established the ability to send data back to Google on conversion data. So now, not only are you able to, like Amped and PixelMe, been able to drive traffic to Amazon based on impressions and clicks, now they're able to also tweak it based on conversions. So that's a big deal. Now we can actually get better data and use it more strategically. So if you're not already doing external traffic to Amazon, consider that, and consider PixelMe's new offering. Again, no compensation from PixelMe.
Absolutely. So one thing very quickly to tell people, in the past, during Prime Day, if you have an FBM, fulfilled by merchant offer, and a non-Prime member makes a purchase, even if you have FBA inventory, Amazon has been driving some of those sales to FBM to help reduce the number of orders that are being injected into their system. I'm not saying they will do it again. We've just seen them in the past. So just be prepared for a possible uptick of the FBM orders, even if you have some FBA.
I imagine that won't happen again, since that was kind of unique through COVID, but you never know.
Yeah,
right.
Go ahead.
I was also going to add, though, that I had a client today tell me, or today or yesterday, tell me that their storage space had declined. I think, Ben, you had brought it up on a call as well, too, but I had a client yesterday. They were sending an inventory, and they prepared everything. One of the problems is that this particular client, it takes them a little bit of time between preparation and actually sending it in. But by the time they did all that, they were like, wait, we can't send in but like half of our fulfillment or the order that we wanted to. So, also too, in preparing for Prime Day, I think Amazon is really wanting sellers to really think ahead, but maybe check your storage as well too, because you may have less storage amounts and you want to get some things in quickly.
Yeah, to add to that, we were able to actually send in that inventory, and then later on we found out it was too much inventory. So it didn't even flag us originally. It's kind of weird.
One thing to note, if you are growing like crazy, Amazon may have invited you to a program called FBA Growth Program. Some of our clients have been invited. Only 2% of Amazon sellers have been invited, but it is really helpful because you get a rep that actually every Wednesday they're able to make a request for allocation of inventory, and on Sunday that's approved, and next week you're able to send in what you've requested. We've had really good success with that. Unfortunately, it's not available to everybody, but if you happen to have gotten an email saying join this FBA growth program, it is very helpful for that purpose alone. Some of the other suggestions and access is valuable, but less valuable. One of the things you mentioned, Robert, was a problem we had this week with one of our clients with the Vine program. Do you want to explain kind of what we faced and what you're seeing that impact and the workarounds?
Yeah, absolutely. This literally just happened in the last 10 to 14 days. There in the Vine program, when you enroll your products, you put a specific number that you want to put that you want to have. And let's say those are all taken, and unfortunately, Vine reviewers do not have to review every product. They have to maintain a certain percentage, and that percentage is pretty high. I know that because I am actually a Vine reviewer myself there, but they do not have to do it on every single product. So you may find that you have 20 there, 20 were taken. You don't get the number of reviews that you want. You want to send in more product or enroll more product. You can't anymore. Amazon changed it that once you set your number for your specific product, then you and that product is ordered by customers, you cannot add that same product back in again for it there. So, however, and this is one thing that we kind of pride ourselves on, we figured a workaround around that. Let me share my screen for a minute so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is just an image, a scrubbed image from one of our clients here. And anybody who's been in the Vine program, you've seen this screen before. There you could see how many are enrolled. In this case, at the bottom, this is what we had initially there, and then we went to enroll this. We canceled this one because we wanted to enroll more products. We couldn't there, but this is where we figured out the workaround. This trick will only work if your product is in a variation there. So when you do the enrolling, you could either enroll the specific child ASIN or you can enroll the parent. Most of us would enroll the parent, and then you get to choose the quantity of each of the childs that you want to enroll there. In our case, we only wanted one of the child ASINs in for two different parents there. We went to try and re-enroll again. We couldn't do it. So our trick that we figured out is orphan your product, which means just delete the parent there, and then you're no longer have the variation. Wait 24 hours and then reparent everything. When you do that, your parent will get a new ASIN that's different from the original parent ASIN. Doing this will not affect anything of your child ASINs. You will still have all the reviews, your BSR, everything else will be maintained. You're only deleting that parent. And now you can re-enroll all those products again using the parent because Amazon is seeing a new ASIN. That we were successful in doing that. As you can see here, the 4/20 date, the Vine launch date, and here the 5/9 launch date. Sneaky.
I would just call out. I was just going to call out, and maybe I'm misunderstanding. I don't think I am, but I mean, first of all, you don't do the orphaning in here. You're talking about the orphaning like you do with a loader file, right?
Yeah, you could do it with a loader file or just do it directly in your managed inventory.
Right. So if you do that workaround, and it's a great idea, if you happen to be an account that looks at your advertising on a daily basis or looks at your results on a daily basis, you may see some strange things for 24 hours because now you've got advertising driving to a single product and not a variation, which can impact, AOV and conversion rate. So again, not saying it's not a good idea, just to be aware of the implication.
But if you don't have to use the same SKU. Actually, you don't want to use the same parent SKU in this case, right? So you don't have to wait 24 hours, right?
Yeah, we didn't wait 24 hours when I did it using a new SKU. I don't know that implications if you used the same SKU.
If you use the same SKU, you have to wait 24 hours. If you don't use the same SKU, you don't have to wait 24 hours.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that is
Okay.
correct. That is correct.
And that was my
Yeah,
next question was, were you assigned a new ASIN not waiting? Because I haven't used that trick for this. I won't say what I've used it for. I've used it for other things other than just content stuff. But I've never not waited 24 hours before. So I was curious if you waited 24 hours and Amazon assigned you a new ASIN for that different SKU as well. But I love
Yeah.
that trick. We just need to keep it on the down low. Don't share that, folks out there, too much, because if Amazon hears about it, Amazon's going to tick
Yeah,
that little
yeah.
box to, oh,
There you
look
go.
at that.
Yeah.
They figured it out. Hang on.
Exactly. And to
We've
make
had that
things
happen before.
clear,
For
you know,
Steve.
these are little workarounds, and we figured out a lot of these little tricks and things like that. But to make things very crystal clear, many people have heard of the term black hat tactics. That is not something Prime Guidance
Oh, no.
condones.
Yeah.
Will we ever recommend anything
That's right.
like that? This is not a black hat tactic. This is just a systemic thing. Will Amazon figure it out and change it at some point? Maybe not. We don't know, but we just want to make that very clear that we will.
They just may not like you working around it, Robert. Yeah. I would throw out there, if you are a seller that has third-party sellers on your items, though, even if you're the brand and those kind of things, I would highly recommend you contact Prime Guidance to do this, though, because even if you did it for an hour engagement, well, no, it's one of those things where I have some clients where I've used this tactic for other things, and third-party sellers, as soon as you orphan those children, sometimes the contribution can shift to the next seller who has contribution in the chain, and Amazon can be a little bit tricky getting it back. But so that way, if we did it and we quoted you, say, an hour of time to do it, if I were doing it and something went wrong, I'd make sure it was fixed that day, no matter how long it took. But you guys know, and all of us would do that. But I'm just saying, if you have any doubts or concerns, I would definitely email Steve and get a quote for it, because it's a great tactic to utilize, but Amazon can be a little finicky sometimes.
For sure.
As every seller goes, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.